Hey guys, it's Mike coming back with another video. This is a recap of my Love of the Game auction winnings. Got some more pieces from the Barney Pelty estate that they're auctioning off over the last few months. Even got a Hank piece related, and we'll go over all those. And I've got a monster to show you at the end here. We'll start off with the Hank related piece. I've already had these cards. This is from the 1946-47 Propaganda Montiel Cuban cards. I've got the two Hank cards here. Um, these are hard to find in good shape. I think at the National we saw a PSA 4, which is the highest graded Hank card. And I call them cards, but they're actually stickers that went into this album up here. There's two variations I consider it, like the yellow border, which has like an ornate flower or floral design to it, and the one that I see a lot less or hardly ever at all is this solid yellow bordered one, at least for Hank. So for some time I've known they had an album just like you would collect stamps today, and they had albums to put it in. And they actually had an album that was full of all the cards they sold off. I can't. It went for a lot of money. But they had this one, which is beat up and in poor condition, but intact. And this is what the kids would put their stamps in. And this is a very cool piece to go with the Hank cards. You can see Propagandist, Montiel, Los Reyes, Del Porte, 180 different stamps went into this album. And it's really fun to look through them. Hank is in here. This is his spot. You can see the glue residue from these where they were removed. So this album was probably full of stamps also. But this is where the Hank went, and it had another bio on him in here. Henry Benjamin Greenberg. So anyway, I picked this up just because I love the set. I love the Hanks, and it's kind of a nice accessory piece to it, and it's kind of neat to see how those kids actually collected them back in the day. So very cool. Glad to get that. And then the rest are from the Barney auctions. There was three lots. One. This is a nice larger photo of Barney and pitching. This is one of the last of the cabinet cards that they have. In fact, the whole Pelty estate, it's been going on for like 3 auctions, and they're about done now. But these portraits and pictures are very rare. I had one Pelty photo before all this from the estate came. You got to remember, all this was in the estate and the family for over 100 years. They've owned all of it. And it was finally auctioned off by Love of the Game. So it's really a once in a lifetime opportunity, because his stuff is just super rare to come up at all. He did pitch for the Browns from 1903 to 1912 when he went to the Washington to finish up his career. But they were such a bad team for a lot of years. He was a good pitcher. He lost a lot of games 1-0 or 2-1 in his career. So his career record doesn't reflect it, but his earned run average is actually, of all the Jewish players, including Koufax, he had the lowest earned run average of all of them. I think it was like 2.63. I could be wrong on that, but it was something like that. So anyway, that's a beautiful cabinet photo. And this next lot was kind of a hodgepodge. This is the version. This here is on the left is a picture of him from 1903, and I believe I've got his scrapbooks from the earlier auctions, and this picture was the one they used when he announced his engagement to be married to his wife back in 1903. I've got a much better photo of it that they use. This one has been around a bit and has got some issues with it and such, but and I've got the other one in much nicer shape, but I was glad to pick this up with the lot. This was kind of neat. It's got him dressed with his bowler hat on. There's a little story from a friend of his. It looked like they made this just for him. It is an actual postcard, which is interesting, but it's just a photo of him probably during his playing days, and very neat piece. I'm going to try to research that a little bit. And then there's this piece with him and his son, which is nice, probably from the auction company, I think, guessed the 30s. He does look a little older there with this, and that's his son grown up. He's got a uniform on with looks like an N. I'm not for sure what else is on there. He did coach quite a bit after he retired in 1912. And his son looks like he's dressed also without the jersey on, but he's got the stirrups on. So a nice piece for him older in his life. And this one we're not sure. The auction house really didn't know how it related. It's another postcard, real photo. He's not in the photos. There is a player that's got St. Louis on his jersey. I don't know if this was a minor league team, a team he coached maybe. Not for sure, so that would need some more research also. But very cool. And the final piece is a monster, at least for me. This is his 1908 to 11 H.H. Bregstone postcards of Barney. The H.H. Bregstones are super rare. You can see it's St. Louis Browns American Baseball League by H.H. Bregstone, St. Louis. He was a photographer, and he did the same. He did a bunch of St. Louis photos for the Browns and the Cardinals. I was reading an article. First, there were 20 known variations. The last one I read said that there's 63. There was a card sold earlier that looked like it was a Bregstone. It didn't have the bottom information, but it had Barney in a sweater, which the team sweaters, which are very cool. I have seen a couple players with the version with the sweater on, team sweater, and the jersey. So there probably is an official one out there, but these are very, very rare. To put it in perspective, before then, you remember all this stuff belonged to Barney Pelty himself. So until the family put all this stuff out, SGC had graded one of these, and it was a 4, and PSA had slabbed none of them. So there was only one slab Pelty Bregstone out there, and SGC had it. I know David, my friend, has got one he bought on eBay. I remember that auction. And when they did the estate, put his stuff up for auction, Love of the Game sent 6 of them. He had 6 different copies of this card. And they sent them all to PSA, who slabbed them. They all came back between 4 and a 5. So now officially there's 1 SGC and 6 PSA. Though before this happened, there were no PSA examples, which is crazy. This photographer was in St. Louis, at least at the time. The photos, my phone won't show it, but it's very high quality photo. I mean, very detailed, very nice. It's gorgeous. And so happy to get one. I didn't think I was bidding against some big boys on these, but I was lucky to get this one in the last auction. And they are postcards. They're all in use, I believe, from what the auction company says. This is in a 5. This is the highest graded. There's 3 5s out of that group of 6. But I'm so happy to get this piece. It's just beautiful. And for collecting Pelty, it's just Amazing to have one. He does have a Juju drums, and he does have a Red Cross um, tobacco card. They're very, very rare. There's only a couple of those in existence, so I'll probably never see those. Of the really, really short printed stuff, I do have a Breakstone now, of course, and I got the Helmar stamp. But it's going to be really hard to find anything else. But I did want to get this one while the opportunity was there before they sold them all. So just a beautiful piece, and it's great to have it in the collection. So anyway, that is the update. Appreciate you watching, and thought it was very lucky to get most of these here. So thanks a lot. Take care. Lord willing, we'll do it next time. Bye bye.